Israel's neighbors comprise 250 million people and are connected with 1.4 billion Muslims worldwide. Israel has 13 million people. The types of government that exist in that part of the world are all dictatorships, as we saw last night. Israel is the only functioning democracy in that part of the world. These other nations, to a large extent, are controlled by the Quran, which commands worldwide submission. Israel, by contrast, is dictated by Torah, which promises not worldwide submission or calls for it, but gives Israel a little sliver of land on the Mediterranean Sea. Israel is not the aggressor here. Israel is not the bad guy. We can't make David into Goliath. But people think that because if you repeat a lie long enough, people will what? Believe it. And I want you to understand something. The PLO, Palestine Liberation Organization, what are they liberating from Palestine? Israel. That organization was started in 1964. You say, well, what's the big deal with that? 1967 is when Israel got those territories, extended territories in what's called the Six-Day War. What's the Palestine Liberation Organization saying today? Well, if Israel would just go back to her pre-1967 borders, we'll be happy. Well, then why were you founded in 1964? 3 years before Israel got those extended and expanded territories. What were you trying to liberate in 1964 exactly? So the whole PLO idea is a lie. I like what Netanyahu says. If the Arabs put down their weapons today, there would be no more violence. If the Jews put down their weapons today, there would be no more Israel. See that little dot there? It's hard to see. I had to put a circle around it. That's the nation of Israel. What are we being told by the world community? If Israel just gives up a little bit more, we'll be happy. It's insanity. Because what's motivating it is the fallen angelic realm. We're not dealing with rational or logical thought anymore. It's spiritual in nature. And these nations will never be satisfied as long as Israel even exists. They don't want a piece. They want the whole enchilada. Why do I say that? Because of Islam. Once Islam has ruled over a territory, that territory belongs to Allah, and every nation that exists on that territory is looked at as a usurper. To Israel, Jerusalem is a holy site. It's mentioned about 800 times, I think, in the Old Testament Hebrew Bible. But Islam thinks Jerusalem is their holy site, even though the word Jerusalem is not mentioned once in the Quran.
I'm a Zionist, and I'm proud of it.
Excuse me, for those of you who are teaching the replacement theology, God says to his people who are dead bones in the graves in Europe, behold my people, he says. I will open your graves and cause you to come up from your graves, and I will bring you into the land of Palestine. No. Does the Bible say Palestine? So why is your Bible saying Palestine at the end in those maps? Look at the map section of your Bible. See Palestine in the time of Jesus. So God prepared the land, and God rescued the remnant, and God returned them back to the land. And after Ezekiel 36 and Ezekiel 37, and after the return of the land, what happened is that strong and secured Israel is about to be attacked. And this is what I was thinking of when I was standing right here during worship. I could already see it coming.
We meet at a time of great tension. America's strong bonds with Israel are well known. This bond is unbreakable. It is also undeniable that the Palestinian people, Muslims and Christians, has suffered in pursuit of a homeland. For more than 60 years, they've endured the pain of dislocation. Many wait in refugee camps in the West Bank, Gaza, and neighboring lands for a life of peace and security that they have never been able to lead. They endure the daily humiliations, large and small, that come with occupation. The situation for the Palestinian people is intolerable, and America will not turn our backs on the legitimate Palestinian aspiration for dignity, opportunity, and a state of their own. But if we see this conflict only from one side or the other, then we will be blind to the truth.
Think of the Holocaust. Some of you young people that go to public schools, your teacher opens up some foolish book and tells you that never took place. You stand up and tell them that's a lie, it did take place. Hitler killed more than 1 million Jews, slaughtered them like animals.
I am freeing man from a false vision called conscience and morality. The 10 Commandments have lost their validity. Conscience is a Jewish invention. It is a blemish. The heaviest blow which struck humanity was Christianity. Bolshevism is Christianity's illegitimate child. Both are the inventions of the Jew. The struggle for world domination is between me and the Jews.
If you know anything about Islam, as long as Israel exists, then Islam cannot conquer the world.
A short while ago, Israeli IDF ground forces entered the Gaza Strip in order to remove the terrorist threat from the Hamas organization. The objective is to remove the various facilities, such as underground launch silos that have fired thousands of rockets on Israeli civilians over the last few years. Our enemy is not the Palestinian people. We will do the utmost to make sure that we do not hurt or injure anyone who is not a part of the Hamas terrorist organization.
December 2008. Israel appeared to attack the Gaza Strip, seemingly without cause. The world reacted with demonstrations, demanding Israel to end the violence and free the Palestinian people. With shouts of Zionism is racism and apartheid, the world accused Israel of oppressing and killing innocent civilians for no reason.